Placement. We're not talking about here page 3, page 5, page 7, because in a paper, unless it's the Los Angeles Times, you don't have to worry about placement, okay? You don't. In a paper that's read cover to cover, such as yours, or in a situation like this, you don't have to worry about placement. But we're talking here about, should I be in sports? Should I be in main news? Should I be in the financial section? Should I be in the women's section? Should I be in the TV book? Should I be in the comics? Where should I be? Okay, placement, because that makes a big difference too. Because your market increases with that, right? It used to be that tire stores only ran in sports. Now we're beginning to see them in other sections. Why? Women are buying more tires, right? That always used to be in sports. And now I've been seeing in the main news section because women are buying tires. My brother, David, is a manager of a tire store in Phoenix. And he says, oh yeah, about 40% of the people that come in there are women, buying them on their own. And so therefore he says, we've got to capture them not in the sports section, but in the main news section. Okay. Now the last one is what is called identity. The identity of the ad is this, is that you have some kind of identity so that people can identify that particular ad, maybe even if the logo is left off. I was in Santa Barbara, California last summer at one of these retailer seminars such as this. Man raised his hand and he says, John, let me tell you what happened to me. The newspaper made a mistake, or I made a mistake, I don't remember which, but the logo was left off the ad, and I still got an awful lot of response from the ad. Why do you think you got such a great response? Everybody knew whose ad it was, right? Now, if you can do with that with your advertising, fantastic. If you can do that with your advertising, that's what you really want to do, is you want to create identity for your ads. You want to make sure that your ad has some kind of identity. Okay. And that is one thing that we stress is what is called the arm stretch test. You take the ad, you stretch it out at arm's length, and you can tell immediately what that advertiser is advertising. If you can do that, then it passes the arm stretch test. I'm going to show you real quickly some ads that do that. Then we'll take a quick 5-minute stretch break, let you use the restroom, grab another cup of coffee. But before you do, let me show you some of these ads. Okay. I'm going to show you an ad, and then I'm going to turn off the projector. I'm going to give it to you for about 3 seconds and allow you to, again, try to identify the ad in about 3 seconds. Then I'm going to turn the projector off and ask you if you can tell what that advertiser is advertising. Okay. After about 3 seconds, see if you can identify the ad. Can you identify that ad? Going the wrong way, I think. Here we go. Okay. 1001, 1002, 1003. Okay. Anybody identify what kind of an ad that might be advertising? Very difficult, isn't it? Okay. Very, very difficult. Okay, let's turn the light, or the camera back on here. Okay, it says, through potency dynamics, I found out that there was a medical reason for my impotence and a solution. I was becoming more and more depressed. My partner seemed to be caring and understanding. Okay. And I'm sure that you're asking yourself, well, what kind of artwork would you put into that ad, right? Okay. Let me show you an ad that is exactly the same subject matter. This gets you up in the morning. You might not need coffee, all right? Here we go. Impotence. There could be a medical reason and a medical solution. Okay. You see how powerful that ad is? That's a caring ad. I look at that ad and I know immediately what they're advertising, and I also have an identification with that. So very important. Same subject matter, all right? And look at the smile on their face. Okay, they're coming across. Okay, it's coming out. Okay. Now here also you see an ad. What are they advertising here? Cameras. Great ad, right? Passes the arm stretch test. You stretch that ad out at arm's length and you can tell immediately that's a camera ad. Until you start reading the fine copy, and it says it's about time, and it talks about a time management seminar. Folks, don't do this to your ads. Make sure that you hit your target audience. A better illustration here would be a person looking at their watch. a clock or something like that and saying, do you have time for all the things that you need to do? Maybe you need a time management seminar. This ad, terrible ad, did not get the response. They quit advertising, and you can understand why. And I don't care if this is direct mail, I don't care if it's Yellow Pages or whatever. Make sure that you identify immediately who you're trying to go after. Target your audience. Target your audience. People do not study ads, basic potty training. And then at the top you find out that they're talking about Bible truths and those kinds of things. Teaching your 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-year-old. Okay? Well, why go after a heading of basic potty training? That's just from birth to maybe 2 years old. And in the copy it talks about 7 to 8-year-olds. If I see that ad and I have a 6-year-old, I'm going to say, well, that's not for me. Remember, people don't study advertising, they read advertising, and so therefore you have to make sure that your ad hits the public immediately and that they understand immediately what the copy is that you're trying to sell. Okay. Here's that ad that I talked about, better artwork. Sale around the world for around half the price, and it looks like a freighter, doesn't it? You're going to spend $8,845, this was back in '85, for a trip around the world. I want to see myself on the deck, and I want to see myself throwing confetti to my brother-in-law that's sitting on the pier. And saying, so long, sucker, I'm out to have a great time. So you sell excitement. You don't just sell the trip around the world. You sell what that's going to do for you. And that's a very important concept. You are either right-sided or left-sided. Right-sided, you're dealing a lot with your emotions. The left side deals with logic. Most of us are more one or the other. Here's a great example of an ad that is a combination of both. The left side there of the ad talks nothing about the emotion. The right side is the logical part. A very effective ad, and that's what you want to do. Beer commercials deal with the emotional side. Computer commercials deal with the logical side. You have to find out what kind of an audience you're going after. Should I appeal to their emotions, or should I appeal to their sense of logic? And then I should direct my ads accordingly. And if you don't do it that way, you're going to be missing a big part of your audience. I showed this ad. Take a look at it, take a big bite, dentures, and then the next one. Be a smart cookie, wisdom tooth say, be a smart cookie. This small little ad running in Apache Junction, Sentinel newspapers out there in Apache Junction, Arizona, and they create an identity for the advertiser. Small ad, they're running every week, and that advertiser got good response from the ad. They create an identity. You knew exactly what ad that was every time that you saw it. And the sales rep created these ads, and it was a great campaign for the account.